Wagwan my people, yeah man, welcome back. I don't know, it's your girl here making some roti. I'm gonna make some oil roti, or you don't know, some people call it bus up shot. So let's get right into the process. So here I have some flour, my friends, and I'm using all-purpose flour, 4 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You don't want to use a lot of baking powder for this version. You can tip some salt or you can tip some sugar, but I'm not going to use that. Later on, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil, and you'll see when I add the oil. So stay tuned. So what I'm going to do now, goodies, I'm going to use some hot water. Yes, hot water from the pipe to knead my dough. So after you add the baking powder, just combine it well, and then we're going to gradually add our water. So it depends on your humidity and the country and the area that you're in. So just take a time and add your water. So we're just gonna mix this now, and what I do sometimes, I just take it out and then I take out the portion that I have and put it aside, and then I add more water. So this is what I'm going to do until my dough is complete. I'm going to knead this well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this portion out and place it here on my counter, and then I'm going to add the water again and do the same thing until everything is combined. So I'm going to add back the portion that I took out, and I'm going to keep on kneading this until it's nice and smooth. Alright, for a good 3 to 5 minutes. So what I did now, good, is I dust the surface with some dry flour, and I'm going to transfer this to the surface, and I'm just going to continue kneading until I get the nice texture that I am looking for. So you want it to be nice and smooth, so continue kneading, okay? Alright, so you want to knead out your dough until it's not sticking anymore. So as you can see, nice and smooth. It is even going to get smoother, not sticking anymore. You want to knead it properly for a good, the more you knead it, the better it is. So knead it for a good 5 minutes or so. Alright, so now we're gonna add a teaspoon of olive oil. We can use any oil, vegetable canola or olive oil, and then we're gonna continue to knead this again for another 2 to 3 minutes. I'm just gonna finish kneading this off camera and come back. Okay, goodies, so now you have a nice smooth dough. We're just gonna put this back into the pan, and we're going to cover this with a damp napkin, and we're going to leave it for about 15 to 20 minutes. The longer the better. So you can leave it for half an hour. Alright, so you want to seal this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a nice cover over it, or you can cling wrap it so you don't get any, you don't want to build up any a lot of humidity in this. So we're going to seal it. If you have a cover for your pan, use a cover. But you can use a cling wrap or foil paper and let it sit for 15 minutes to half an hour. And then we're going to come back and finish up. Don't go away. Alright, goodies, so it's about 20 minutes. So now we're going to finish up. Next step. So as you can see, this is what the dough is looking like. Nice and soft. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer it to my surface again, and I just love to dust the surface a little to avoid sticking. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to roll this out. So now you want to get out a rolling pin, and we're just going to roll this out in one big dough. Okay, so I'm just going to roll this out off camera and come back. Alright, goodies, so as you can see, one nice big roll out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a piece of napkin and I am just going to oil the roti. You can just drizzle it, to be honest. You can just drizzle the oil just like so, but you can use the napkin to rub on the oil, or you can just drizzle. It's up to you. Pardon my lighting. The sun is giving me some issue, so I had to close my blinds, and it's just not working out for me, but let's work with it. So just oil the entire thing, and then what I'm going to do now, after you finish oiling the entire roti, we're going to now dust with some dry flour. And this is what is going to give it a flake. You understand? So when I roll out the roti, guys, one big dough, I should say. We're gonna start rolling now, and we're just gonna roll it from one end and come back. Some people roll them out individually, but we're not gonna do that. It's kind of easier for me like this. So let's roll it up off camera and come back, but this is what the process is right now. Right, so we have one long piece of roti. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to section it off just like this, and it all depends on the size roti that you're looking for. So about this, and I'm going to roll it up. So to roll it, we're going to just twist the top and push it in like this. Just twist and push in, and what you can do, you can just dip your hand in the oil. I like to dip my hand in the oil and tuck it in, and you're gonna do the same for the top. Twist it and push it in just like so. Dip your hand in the oil and push it in. So we're gonna have like understand? Okay, and then we're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna do all of them. Okay, goodies, so we're done, and what we're gonna do now, we're gonna leave this to sit for another 10 minutes. But what you wanna do, you wanna make sure that you cover them again. Cover them with your wet napkin and just leave them to sit for another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and finish up. Okay. After you cover it with a wet napkin, you want to throw one of your kitchen towel over this. Alright, goodies? Alright, my goodies, so it's time. So I'm just gonna leave the napkin on, and I'm going to just do them one by one. And we're gonna roll them out one by one. So you wanna dust your surface, and then we're just gonna take this one and we're gonna roll it out. So on the dust surface, you just, press it out a little bit, and then we're gonna roll this out. So I'm gonna roll it out off camera and come back. You don't want to roll it out too thin, okay? So as you can see, we roll out our first roti, and we're just gonna transfer this now to our tawa. And I'm telling you, goodies, you don't have to have a perfectly rolled roti. Alright, so over here I have my little tawa. This has been coming down from generations to generations. So don't watch my tawa. It is very, very, very valuable in the family. So you just want to have this on medium low and leave it to bake. When it starts in small bubbles coming in, that's when it's time to turn your roti. So we're going to show you as well when the roti is ready to be turned. So now you can see the bubbles. So it's time, you see the bubbles, it's time to turn over your roti. Yes, so it's nice, as you can see, nice little crisp. And we're gonna oil the roti with some vegetable oil. You can use canola oil. And you want to put a generous amount of oil on the roti. A generous amount. and we are going to do it for the other side as well. So we're going to turn this back over and allow the oil side to burn, and then we're going to flip it again and allow the other side with the oil to burn again. So this is what it is looking like, looking beautiful already. So the bubbles coming in, so we're going to flip it over again and we're going to oil this side. So this is our first roti, nice and beautiful. So what many people do now, like if you want it to get the flakiness, you have to clap this, but it's very hard for me. I'm gonna use a napkin. If you can bear it, you're just gonna hold the roti in your hands and clap it together. So as you can see, I already clapped this one, and you can see the layers, nice and flaky, and you can see the layers, the different layers. This is the part that I like the most, but look at all that layer, and you can see the flakiness and the soft, nice and soft. Look at that. So this goes well with your curry. Look at all that layer and that niceness. So I'm going to continue to do the others like this. I'm going to cut the video short, my friends, but this is basically how you get your nice flaky roti or bus up shot or whatever, or anything that you call it in your neck of the woods. Let me know what you think about this recipe. If you like the recipe, hit that subscription button, turn on the post notification bell, leave me a comment. Until next time, walk good.